Am I live? Did I do it? Man, I suck at this. Stupid Streamlabs thing. I think I'm live, right? Good morning, everybody. Hey, sorry I moved over to Tuesday. I was out of town on business. I was in Lake Powell with friends and family, so 10 minutes late. Nah, dude, I've been live. I've been live. Come on. I'm actually trying to figure out how to add my the social media across the top. I don't know how. I mean, there's an overlay that came with this package, but it doesn't have like social media drop. But every it does have like a recent subscriber, recent follower, recent donator uh, overlay. Anyway, sorry, I was taking a little extra time trying to figure that out, but we're here. Good morning. All right. Well, I think today will be pretty short and simple. I listened to the show from last week, and I do want to do like book club, but I mostly just want to I mostly want to just get everybody pumped up for the week. Uh, Last week we like I said I was in Lake Powell, so I pretty much threw away all of my responsibility and all of my goals and whatever. Vacation's fun, but well, yeah, it really is a kind of a place where, especially in a place like that, you can't. There's not gyms at your hotel because you're on a boat on the middle of the water for a week. But I did get through *Sapiens*, that book from last week. I don't have it on me, but um, I do want to. I do think that book is fascinating. So there's four parts of the book. And I just got through the first part. He calls it the cognitive revolution. And anyway, the whole premise is how humans are just a super unique animal. For some reason, hundreds of thousands of years ago, humans were ah well. For anyone who hasn't read the book or doesn't know anything about human history, I believe this science. I believe this guy that wrote the book, Yuval Noah Harari. He explains the human origin, and I learned, or I relearned, how humans back in the day, hundreds of thousands of years ago, before we were fucking around with fire or we were doing anything with tools, we were like almost the bottom of the food pyramid. Um, and now we're the biggest changer in nature the world has ever seen. In a really, I guess it depends how you look at it, but as far as like how the earth has evolved over time, we are the biggest influence in a negative way. But it all started with humans as just a dumb ape like creature who would scavenge on animals after all of the major predators. He explained that before we were doing what humans learned how to do with fire and tools, humans were likely in small groups in Africa and would prey on food like vultures. We would stalk lions who were stalking prey. Watch let a lion let lions and leopards and cheetahs and whatever kill prey. Let them get first dibs on food, and then let the hyenas come through, get the food, and then humans were probably the third ones to feast on the scraps and the human diet. It's so humans learned how to harvest marrow from bones because that's all humans ate for a long, long time. But then for some reason, somehow we figured out how to control fire, which that combined with our ability to communicate changed the way that humans behave, changed the way that we interacted with each other and with our environment, and then quickly became top predators and an animal really to be feared. Oh, it's so interesting too. He talks about all of the different species of humans that existed and what they were doing, how we interacted with them. There were different species like Neanderthals and Homo erectus, and there was Australopithecus. All different different species of humans, and for some reason, Homo sapiens were the ones that. Anyway, the book is amazing. So I did finish the first part one, and then there is the agricultural revolution, which is where I'm at now. Part two. Part three is, I think it's the industrial revolution, and part four is kind of the theory of where humans are going to go. But then he has a second book called Homo Deus, which is a sequel, and it's probably just like part four, where humans are going, but super elaborate. I read that one too not too long ago. So anyway, I got this nasty fudge protein shake. Oh, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with that. Oh, so how's everyone else doing? I hope that this what I'm trying to do. I probably need to reevaluate what I'm doing, but I want to um well, I hope this is motivating. Sharing I feel like sometimes when I'm sharing what I'm learning, I feel kind of like a dick or a tool, because I'm it's like I don't want to be a teacher. I really want to be a student, but I feel like I gather so much uh information in a week, cuz while I'm cleaning carpets, I'm listening to so much crap. I love to talk about it. It helps me stay focused on my goals and my um what I'm trying to achieve. I love to share it, but I just hope that it doesn't sound like I feel like like when I listen to those last couple episodes, I just feel like I'm rambling. Like there's not really a purpose or anyway, yeah. Well, then that's probably a good reason why I only have 3 viewers, and that I could probably name all three of them. I'm not even mad about it though. So this week I'm gonna keep going into Sapiens, but then I want to go into some of the nutrition. There was a book that Rogan had a guest on his podcast not too long ago. Some a keto guy, and he wrote a book, something about 2 meals a day. Okay, the Primal Blueprint. I think I'm super fascinated with human origin, how humans behave, why they behave the way they do, where they came from. This guy, his name is Mark Sisson, Sisson. The Primal Blueprint. Reprogram your genes for effortless weight loss, vibrant health, and boundless energy. And on the podcast with Rogan, he talked about how he only eats 2 meals a day, sometimes 1 meal a day. It keeps his body in ketosis, which is still pretty foreign to me, but I kind of did that to myself. Went into ketosis and I lost a ton of weight. Um, but it's kind of like a natural the way that our bodies have behaved for so long. Well, yeah, I listened to this book, Sapiens, and I he talks about our diets and our activities compared to what we're doing now. We're pretty much humans have evolved, for hundreds of thousands of years, but our lifestyle that we live now with, I mean, forget electricity and forget the amount of food that we have accessible to us. Humans for thousands of years before that still were okay, maybe just to explain it as best as I can. Humans diverged from the ape lineage out of Africa like I think it was like 300,000 years ago. They apes from Africa started exploring parts of Europe and the Middle East, and they just expanded and they moved through those areas, and eventually they expanded. Well, and they fought other humans. Neanderthals eventually took over certain. I think the Neanderthals were in the eastern realm, the eastern hemisphere. I don't know, the eastern part of the world, like the Middle East and Russia and China, and then Homo erectus, I think, came through Europe. Anyway, the apes that we diverged from spread out, and then Homo sapiens, us, started. Well, were one group. Neanderthals were one group. They would fight, and then eventually, all of the other human species died out a couple 100,000 years ago. And the theory is we were able to communicate better, come up with strategies, plans, work as a team, even though other human species might have been bigger than us, smarter even than us, than Homo sapiens, and but it was our language, it was our ability to communicate and work together the theory is was how we were able to overcome or succeed. Eventually expanded through all of these countries, and along the way we're wreaking havoc on animal life and plant life. Before, and this era is called the cognitive revolution. Before all of this was happening, humans were hunter and gatherers, they were either hunting for scraps and leftovers, getting any game that they could, or gathering fruits and vegetables and berries and whatever, herbs. And our senses were super keen. We were incredibly aware of our environment. We had to be, because we had to survive day by day with what we were able to get. But then when we learned how to control fire, we started. A theory is that humans would set fire to forests and fields and kill all the vegetation, kill all of the animals that lived in there. And once the fire died out, they would go through and take the dead animals, eat, you'd get charred, whatever, ferrets, get fucking fried rabbits, which may have led to a development of our brains as well, and to improve our communication skills, our invention capacity. Anyway, and then we started wiping out populations of animals. This is kind of the end of part 1 of that book. As we expanded out, there were incredible amounts of species of different animals that humans killed to eat, because we were becoming a top predator with our I say our, like I was fucking there, but I wasn't there, obviously. So, but they were able to. I guess what I'm trying to say, because I've talked about this fucking book, the Primal Blueprint nutrition book, is humans for thousands of years beforehand were eating an incredible variety of fruits, vegetables, herbs, tons of different meat from different game. There were like some crazy animals that he talked about that have gone extinct in different countries. There was a type of camel in the United States, or not the United States, but in North America. The North American camel went extinct. Let me see. What does Wikipedia say? I had this pulled up. Yeah, extinction 68,000 years ago-ish. as humans, just as they moved through. They came American, not Americans. Jesus Christ, humans came to America, the Americas, North America, from that spot where Russia almost touches Alaska, because thousands of years ago the water levels were low enough where they could walk and maybe swim a little to get to where we were, to where they are, and then inhabited this area. But we moved through and killed and ate everything. Sent so many animals to extinction, and I think there's certainly Mother Nature has is able, like, will regulate a whole regulates everything. Mother Nature is a really incredible power that we have no control over, but we send a lot of effects into the world that where she reacts. Like global warming is one. Now we're at a point where we emit so much carbon that is the world, the atmosphere in the world is not seen before, and the reaction is all of the global warming rhetoric. However, it happens in other places, like with these for thousands of years, maybe millions of years, there was a hierarchy of predators where we fell right in the middle-ish towards the bottom, and then without without any regulation, humans shot to the top of the predator list. So big game like these camels, they weren't afraid of humans because humans were never a threat until we learned how to use, spear tools and work together as humans to force herds off of cliffs and then eat all of, use all of these dead animals. But humans were killing way too many animals. There was just an incredible imbalance, and it caused mass extinctions. So the question is, why are we the way we are? Is it because there's a God that gave us this intuition or this sentience, or was it a happenstance? Was it some kind of biological evolution that occurred that for some reason hasn't occurred in other animals? Or why are humans the way that we are? Who knows? But all I could say, and what I learned and what I believe is, we have deviated so far from what Mother Nature has instilled in humans, in this cycle of life, that we're basically killing ourselves, and we're killing the earth as we know it, and it's gonna, everybody, not everybody, a lot of people say that we're gonna, we either gonna make it to the moon or we're all gonna kill each other. And I think the chances are Mother Nature is gonna regulate humans. We're gonna cause we're causing the destruction of ourselves by the agricultural revolution, which I'm reading right now. We could talk about that another time. Hopefully, I'll have this book done by next week. And agricultural revolution, we're wiping out tons of species of plants, all for the sake of growing massive amounts of wheat and corn and barley and other monocrops. It's not natural. And I can't remember, but I know it's causing massive problems with nutrition and with emissions in the earth just from agriculture. Everything we're doing, we're basically throwing we're throwing an imbalance into the world. Maybe everybody fucking knows this already, but I'm talking about it because I'm learning it. I'm learning it right now, or I'm invested in it right now. So we're gonna cause the extinction of humans just because of the way we are, and maybe once the humans are all gone, there will be another, like you could call it, like a great awakening, and animals, the way that whatever survives will evolve, and everything will spread and change and grow just like they did it originally. All life on Earth seeds from from a single cell, and which, yeah, this is fucking biology. Single cell turns into multicellular organisms, which eventually spreads out into all of the life that there is. So even if all of life gets wiped out except for a few, there will be over millions of years. There will be evolution, uh, which will allow for more animals, more plants, different kinds in different places. It will like restore a balance. That's my opinion. That's what's gonna fucking happen, and we're just expediting the process. Who's to say that it hasn't happened before? Maybe we know that it hasn't happened before because there's no remnants of other life on this planet before us, but certainly could happen. How long is the sun going to be around? How long is the earth going to be able to sustain life? Because as long as the earth is able to sustain life, there's always going to be a chance for new life. And as long as there's one multicellular organism, there's going to be chances for evolution. It's just kind of fucking wild how impactful humans are on the planet, but what Mother Nature is able to regulate, what Mother Nature is able to do, and uh, I mean, she created everything, or God created everything, or Allah created everything. Whatever the fuck it is. But there was, if you want to just look at the biology, it all started from somewhere, and whether we destroy ourselves or not, it's gonna keep regulating itself. The way that we impact the now I am a global warming activist. I am global warming activist. It's just that it's just tricky because there's nothing we can do. The people that are alive now were born into a world that we created tens of thousands of years ago. When the cognitive revolution happened, it all started with the cognitive revolution when we started wiping out mass species of animals and plants, mostly animals, and then the agricultural revolution wiped out mass species of plants and vegetation, and it led us to where we are, to the industrial revolution. Now we're emitting an incredible. Now we're wiping out mass, or global warming, fucking global warming. Oh, you never know what you're gonna get when you show up for one of these podcasts, because I don't even know what we're gonna get, but this is exactly where we're going. So, what do we do now, or what can I do now? Yeah, I have no idea. I think all we can do is be aware of what was going on not too long ago when there was. I know, B Moon. I know. You flip, was that the flip table emoji? If you're just listening and you're not joining us live, hey B Moon chatted in the live chat. Well, I think it's flipping a table. So come listen to the live chat Monday mornings, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. What do we do now? I think there was not too long ago there was I think it was in New York. Someone put a big timer on a building. It said this is how many days we have to make global warming changes, or the Earth is doomed for good. I don't remember, or if that was even I just remember seeing a clock on a building and something like that. But they're really, I mean, if you follow science, if you believe in science, and if you believe in the scientists, if you believe that it works, then there's obvious repercussions to our choices and to our emissions and to what we're doing to the planet. It's obvious. But I guess the problem is people don't believe it. People aren't aware of it. I mean, what's the deal? Are we afraid of losing business, or are we afraid of like a lower quality of life because if we cut back emissions in certain areas, it'll ruin the progress we've made? The doomsday clock, B Moon. Thank you. Okay, so it was a real thing. How much time is left on the doomsday clock? Do you know? Post it. Post it if you know how much time is left on the doomsday clock. And if you know what we're supposed to do, or what the answer is to prevent the doomsday clock, then share it, because we're fucked. We're just fucked. It's hard to say that it is 100 seconds to midnight. What do you mean? You mean we have 100 seconds left until we have irreversible damage? Anyway, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird what we've done to ourselves. I'll check the website out when we're done. When I'm finished here. I mean, I don't have to go much further. That's pretty much what's been going on in my brain. We've screwed ourselves, and it wasn't even really our fault. It's humans' fault over tens of thousands of years. We got carried away because we had no idea. I mean, there was no science, and there were no scientists telling us the consequences of our actions. I really think every animal, excuse me, has wanted to improve their situation. Humans aren't the only ones that seek comfort and solace. For some reason, we were able to learn how to do it in a deeper way, in a deeper meaning. 92 days? We have 92 days? Say your prayers. We were able to do it in a deeper way, and we were able to communicate our feelings instead of just expressing them. Most animals just express what they're feeling by barking or by howling or whimpering or being aggressive and snarling. But humans are able to have dialogue like this. We can have dialogue, and then we're able to come up with solutions. So people are always hungry. So it kind of makes sense if you instead of looking for one or two wheat plants to make bread, it makes sense if you learn how to make mass amounts of wheat, to make mass amounts of bread, to make mass amounts of food for people. It makes sense to ease human suffering. But humans were unaware of the consequences. So yeah, it's almost like that wasn't ill intentioned. I guess now maybe now is when it's ill intentioned. Now is when there is mass amounts of people with tons of science. We have science. Oh, is it the Industrial Revolution and then the Scientific Revolution? Is that what you call it? With all of those smart guys with the powdered wigs. Yeah, maybe that's what part 4 is. And then there's like a brief explanation of our future, or it's just the second book. Anyway, yeah, maybe now we're accountable now because we know better now. We know what we're pumping into the atmosphere. We know what's happening. We're able to look back in time at what our ancestors were doing and how that affected, and we can have this conversation. So now we have to make conscious decisions to fix it. And it really is just up to us to figure out what the line is. Man, I'm a fucking global warming activist now. And I wasn't before the podcast started because I didn't think twice. But now that I'm talking about it, I'm a global warming activist. Maybe I'll do a little more research. I want to read that link you said, the Doomsday Clock. That's hilarious. We're fucked. We're going to wipe out all of the humans, the rest of the humans, and all it's going to be left is dogs and rabbits and fucking crickets. And there were a ton of spiders in Lake Powell, so probably all the spiders too. And then the next round of humans are going to be spider people. Humans are going to evolve from spiders because that makes the most sense. There probably will never be. Mother Nature will probably be like, fuck making more humans. They fucked that up for thousands of years. And it's wild that Mother Nature, Earth, and life has been around for millions of years. The Earth has been around for millions of years. It's taking millions of years to get to where we are. That's insane. And then we think that our 85 years on this planet is significant and what we're doing is significant, but it's not. It's not. It's been happening for millions of years, and I don't care what religion you come from. If there's science, there's the science to say there's been life for millions of years, and there's been change in life. There's been evolution. There's been influence for millions of years. It all came from something. It started from something. The conditions of the earth were always changing. There were ice. I think he said in the book there every 10,000 years or something, some big number, there was tons of ice ages, and life was lived through ice ages. But imagine 10,000 years. The last ice age could have been 10,000 years ago. 10,000 years is so long ago, and we're concerned about our 85 years. I mean, who the fuck do we think we are? Humans aren't our 85 years. We are hundreds of thousands, or 300,000 years. That's humans. And life existed for millions of years before that. There were millions of years of life before humans, and we think we're significant. Now I'm a global warming activist who thinks humans aren't special. I mean, who the fuck do we think we are? Everything revolves around us because we have feelings and we're able to express it, but every animal has feelings to a certain capacity. I want to do more research on this because I don't know. I really don't know shit on anything. I don't know shit about, but I am in it. I'm young and I'm trying to learn it all. What is it about? I think when you watch that Seaspiracy show, you learn that orcas have, or maybe the blue whale, I don't know, their frontal cortex is like 10 times larger than humans, which allows them to feel at a 10 times more depth of feelings. I don't know, whatever that science is, but there's other animals that have more intimate feelings. They're deeper connections, deeper passions, and deeper losses. But for some reason they don't have. Wait, but they do have language because all animals have some sort of, well, I don't want to say all, but most animals have some sort of communication. Whether it's the screaming or whether it's the moaning or the crying. I mean, he gets in the book. I'm going back to Sapiens. In the book, he has examples of monkeys. There was a certain monkey that had specific calls for specific events. When if a monkey saw a lion, there was a specific call that they would give that alerted the monkeys and they would climb trees. And then there was a distinct separate call where if there was a hawk or some massive bird in the sky, they would use that specific call and it would make the monkeys run. I mean, there's like specific language. It's just not as intimate as ours. But I mean, we don't speak whale. We don't know how intimate their communication is. Their communication could be way better than ours. We just don't understand it. But we think we're special because it's just us. And we have these brains and we have hands that can make tools and cameras. And you can look at me and make this. We have the internet so you can hear my voice from wherever you are in the world. And we think we're special. We think we're so special, but we're destroying everyone and everything. We're destroying all the life. We're destroying the planet. And even if we set up all of the nukes, it would set all life back millions of years, but Mother Nature would just restart. It would just restart. And it would take another millions of years to get complex multicellular organisms like humans. That's where we're at. We're millions of years into this stage of evolution, and we're going to destroy ourselves unless we do something about it. And all we can do now is, all I can do is be aware of what we're doing, try to avoid destroying ourselves, because I like to live. I like to be alive because I can understand. If I feel it, I like to feel things with my friends and with my family. I like to do fun stuff. I like to eat good food. Those feelings, I love those good feelings. I don't want to die, and I don't want everyone else to die, but we have to do it responsibly. We have to do it responsibly, or else we're all fucked. So I'm going to look at that doomsday clock. Maybe maybe somehow we can turn time back a little bit. Dude, I have this hair sticking out this whole time. I look like a fucking Looney Tune. Yeah, we're fucked. And that's your motivation. That's your motivation for this week. We're fucked. So what are you going to do to improve the world, to improve your situation, your family, your loved ones, your surrounding, your nature? What are you going to do to improve your situation? You can't I can't control the world or the world's decisions. I can do my part. I can influence my surroundings kind of. I can do my part by eating responsibly, by exercising, um, by minimizing my emissions or removing them. I mean, how crazy do you want to go? The world is always emitting something. It's not like the world has never seen CO2 in its atmosphere. When there's volcanoes that erupt or when there's mass fires from thunderstorms, there's a change in our ecosystem. But so the world is can adjust to these things. It's just the difference is the rate of emissions from humans, whatever. I mean, what the fuck do I know? But I can do my part by being aware of what my decisions are doing or the impact that they're having. And so you can too, and that should be motivating for you. If you want, it should be motivating for you to be alive today and to do your part to keep humans alive. I don't want to see humans go extinct. I want all of us to have a great time together, to do fun things, to make awesome inventions, to enhance everybody's life. Enhance everybody's life. We want everybody to have access to clean water, everyone to have access to food, to the internet. If the internet turns out to be a good thing for humans, I want everyone to have the internet. If the science was clear that the internet is bad for humans and for our environment, if it was very clear, then it would be it would be the responsible thing to get rid of the internet. But I don't know anything about that. Maybe just the way that we use the internet, especially. I mean, you want to talk about mental health? That's a totally different thing. And I have a whole lineup for mental health too. There's so many things we can do to improve our situation and those around us, and it really is up to us to be aware of those things. I mean, living in bliss is nice if you don't know what the fuck is going on, but living in bliss doesn't enhance the life of everybody else. If you indulge in I'm not a dick about global warming, but I am becoming aware, and I have friends that are a lot more intelligent about all of this. But the point is, we need to do what we can to improve the situation of everybody, everybody. And all we can do is start with ourselves and make decisions to improve other people's circumstances. So this week, what are you going to do? I'm going to keep reading this book and learn about how humans have fucked everything up, going through the agricultural revolution. But I'm going to keep exercising. I'm going to make better decisions with my diet. Factory farming is a whole different conversation. Minimizing the animal cruelty that comes with factory farming, not because it's nice that everyone has access to McDonald's, with how easy it is to make a McDouble, but it's not worth it. Fast food isn't worth it. We know that the negative health consequences of fast food are detrimental. If you rely on fast food, if you rely on you're destroying your own physical health, but you're also contributing to a bigger problem like factory farming and the emissions that come from mass amounts of cattle and their cow crap emit so much carbon into the atmosphere. The smog that we run when you drive to Logan, Utah, and in the wintertime, and you come over, is it Parley's Canyon, that first canyon before you get into Logan Valley, and you see the fog that overlays the valley. It's I learned in or not in an economics class, in some class that I took up there. It's mostly cow crap emission. But it never used to be that way. They didn't used to live in a massive amounts, really condensed area. They used to live scattered throughout wherever they lived, and it was regulated. The feces, the droppings were scattered enough where it wasn't causing mass amounts of pollution. I mean, we could just do better. We could just do better. Be aware of what you're doing. Every decision you make has some kind of impact, and we might be fucked in 92 days. I mean, that's crazy. We have 3 months. We have 3 months to change the world before we die, before we kill everybody. I mean, that's crazy. That's pretty fucking crazy. 92 days. All right, that's my campaign. We got 3 months, so that puts us into September, end of October. We have until October to figure out to save the world. We have until October, everybody. So 45 minutes, 42 seconds in. I think that's great. I like doing the shorter ones. I'm going to go clean some carpets. I'm going to go put out some emission from my carpet van and collect a bunch of dirty water to dispose from carpets. I'm contributing a problem, but I'm also solving a problem by cleaning carpets. I have no idea. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to do my best. Hope everyone can do their best. Go get it this week. If you don't follow Cameron Hanes and you need inspiration on being active, go follow Cameron Hanes on Instagram, because that motherfucker is running up a mountain at 3 a.m. every day. It doesn't matter what you're doing. He's running up a mountain. And if you can't go out for a run, or if you can't get to the gym for 20, 30 minutes a day, go look at his Instagram. That motherfucker is running up a mountain at 3 a.m. every single day. It's awesome motivation. I love having social media wiped of everybody except for these motivational people. Because now whenever I get on the app to post something, it's just him. He posts 1 million times a day. It is really annoying. But that motherfucker is always running. Always running. And it's really motivating for me. I love it. It's gotten me. I ran 5 miles for the first time in like a year since I did that half marathon 2 years ago, maybe. And mostly because of him. I came home from work and I was going to take a nap. And when I opened Instagram, it was him running up a mountain at 3 a.m. So I went for a run and I ran 5 fucking miles and it hurt like a bitch. But I loved it. I love the grit. I love that kind of grit. It takes so much to be a hard motherfucker. It takes so much. But the bottom line is you got to do it. If you want to change the world, you got to just do it. You got to know what you're doing and you got to fucking do it. No more thinking about it or wishing or any of that. You fucking do it. If you want to be an incredible runner, go fucking running. If you want to save the earth, stop eating cheeseburgers from McDonald's. Stop driving a car. Whatever. You got to fucking do it. It's hard. Life is fucking hard. So do what you can. Make improvements this week. I'm back from Pell. I'm ready to get after it. I hope you are too. We'll do this again next week on Monday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And share this with your friends and your family. Come have a good time. I think today we had Shy Gamer Girl 8 and we had Hey Moon in the chat. I love you guys so much. And for whoever else is listening and not chatting, I'm super grateful for you to show up. I think the live chat is fun. Doing it live is fun. I could just record it and post it later, but I love doing it like this live and to get some instant feedback or comments. So keep doing it. Come show up. Come have a good time. Get after it this week. Challenge yourself. Do something hard. Do something that puts you out of your comfort zone. Improve yourself in whatever area you need improvement. And hey, October 1st, baby. We'll save the fucking planet October 1st. Have a great week, everybody. Let's see if this works this time. Take it easy. Take it easy, everybody.